Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. We're going to talk about reclamation, maybe run through some targets, look at all the prizes we got, and upgrades. So let's say hello to everybody. Magic Mike.
Hello, Upgrade City.
There you go. And Derpy.
Have you ever wanted to spawn on top of 4 different ships?
Sometimes I wake up from dreams like that, and it's mixed results.
Okay, well, you have to let us know how that goes for you.
Okay.
At the same time? Never mind.
Yeah.
Might only be 3.
Okay. Yeah, never mind. All right, let's go to bug fixes.
Make sure I'm on the right place. Should be. Yeah, there we go. Oh.
All right. No bug fixes this week, even though
Would anyone like to see how you can exploit the saw factory and get 3 slots for mines when you only have 2?
Say one more time? Okay.
Level 1 saw factory
Yeah.
has 2 different slots for mines. You can sneak in. I've seen some screenshots of players having up to 7 mines in their bases.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the only one I knew about is that they fixed that you can weren't able to hit certain cargoes with the reclaimers until this week, but
You couldn't hit the 75s.
yeah.
Why don't they just change? Because every time they do a new tier, they have to update it. Why don't they just change it to everything open tier 0 to 99?
Yeah, that would make sense. Unless it's
that's why they're not doing it.
Unless it's not an available option somehow. I don't know. And it has to be there for them to change it. I have no idea. All right. Well, let's move on then.
Okay. Oh, come on. All right.
All right. We are in. It's the 10th of March for most of us. We have the raid going on until the 16th. We also have the Hold the Line TLC, which is useful for probably a lot of people, as it contains in the mastery round. You can get 3 3-day defense platform tokens, which will help with your upgrades. I don't know that I need any more, but I'm probably going to do it anyways, just for the next level of outpost.
All your structures, all your turrets, you have 12 of them that are maxed?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I had the 3 days from before. Not all of them are maxed, but I mean, more than 12. And I think I still have like 6 tokens left. I had them all. I was stocked up with like 10 3 days, and then they ran Hold the Line like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I got those, and I still have like 6 left. So, I'll do it, but yeah, I'm in good shape with that. Next week we have Titan Rising, Shadow and Flame, and VXP Weekend. So sort of an off week. Is there any reason we should be doing any of these things? Okay.
Yeah, we've got one now.
Titan Rising, Shadow and Flame, and VXP Weekend.
You want to upgrade your health? That's not this week, is it?
Next week. We're talking about next week.
Oh, we're talking about next week.
PvP specific, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah. And the following week we have Bounty 42, High Ground, and Creeping Barrage. High Ground, in case you still need tokens for your Everest or your Cloudbreaker Everest. And Creeping Barrage is which one?
Trenchers.
Trenchers.
I make the whole calendar for you. I tell you in my description, this is for this type of tech, and you don't even use it.
Well, I want the. Are you still doing the weekly ones?
On Friday.
Okay. All right. Well, send me the Friday ones when we get to them. All right, and then there we go. Let's move on to more current things, I hope. Okay, not current. All right, Everest X1. I want to have a discussion on on Friday, because on Friday we had 3 people that went ahead and bought the offer for the Everest X1 time limited offer. And I think they're starting to realize that this was a mistake as far as the way this was done. And I'm trying to figure out if anybody's going to get pissed off. I see there's 2 different ways to basically do this, because if you get to U3 on everything, and then you try to upgrade your ships from U3 to X1, from what I know reading this is that you're going to have, as soon as you upgrade one, you're going to have one ship shooting ahead because it's immune to the Reaver ice fields. And, until you get all 5 of them done, your ships are going to be a mess. So there was, my first idea was to put it as an aura on the flag that makes everything within whatever range immune to them. And then Derpy says, well, why don't you do 20% per ship, 20% up to full immunity? So it's probably more of a conversation for an open mic as far as the people that have purchased this. I know you're one of those people, Mike, but
yeah, but I got the whole thing. It did the whole fleet, so I didn't have any problem.
No, you don't have any problems, but sometimes people get upset if they change things after things were purchased.
Oh,
still people are going to have to spend the whole time, spend the, was it 25 33 days doing this. But at this point, there's sort of a brick wall between U3 and an X1, because it appears that your performance would deteriorate if you're at a mix of X1 and U3.
I believe that would be true.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's move on. Just a reminder to people, don't do X1, and I assume something's got to change. All right, Reclamation.
Best raid this month.
There you go. What is this a picture of?
Piping? Hydraulic piping? I don't know.
Okay. All right. Just checking. All right. Let's move on. Yeah.
Kick-Size Strategy Guide posted a whole 4 hours before the raid. Tells you exactly what you need to know to build it.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just copied mine and changed the pictures.
Anyone notices it? Yeah, it's set for. We'll get to that, Kat, but you can't put the one's for Conquerors, one's for Defenders, and we're going to get into some of those comparisons. All right, the Disruptor Cannon that used to be the Decimator Cannon. If you were in the VXP target, damage low, type ballistic, range is sort of doesn't matter because everything outranges us, right?
Yes, everything in this target outranges your Reclaimers quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wish they would have specified, but they didn't. Damage medium, parentheses, outranges you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it seems like there needs to be a different, way of explaining that. But everything outranges you. Does evasion help? Yes. No splash. Pay attention to this splash thing, because I think it's going to come in handy as far as your driving strategy. So let's look at the next one. The radioactive launcher. Again, evasion helps. Range medium outranges you. Radioactive medium high. I don't know if that means medium for the raw damage, high for the shockwaves, because it will shockwaves if you.
In general, it's medium high.
Okay.
Don't try and use logic. That there's not much logic here.
Okay. So evasion helps. There's no splash, but there is shockwave, which historically has a range of 20. So just
it does in these targets as well.
Okay. So that is sort of an equivalent of splash, but you have to get to the point where you're actually getting a shockwave. So let's move on to the next one. The Cannonballista. I never got anybody to fess up who named this one. Not that it's bad, but it's way off the rest of them. All right. Damage is high, ballistic, long range, large splash radius. Is it still putting out that orb of effect thing?
Yes, it leaves behind an area of effect field, a circle on the map, which is not clear in Kick-Size Strategy Guide, but that's what it leaves behind.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's showing you the splash radius, but I don't know. And it says medium projectile speed. I would call it relatively low, but if you take a look at your ships, you're blazing fast. So does evasion help? No. So this is the only thing that we've seen splash so far. So these can be outranged, but they're quite pesky and hard to see where they're coming from all the time. Okay, there's nothing else on this one. We can move on. The Silver Strike Ballistic UAV. Damage medium, ballistic, medium long, highly accurate. Well, highly accurate means that doesn't miss. Evade does not work against UAVs, never has. And it's countermeasurable with anti-missile weapons.
Basically, Missile Defense System 3. I have not tried sprints. Missile Defense System 3 works very well. 75 to 90% of projectiles are taken down.
Okay, but it's going to chain to... Did you ever do any experiments? I only caught part of what you did.
You want to see... Should we do a live experiment?
Well, we can do one later. Let's get through this one. But as far as how far they chain, I mean, I'm assuming you're not going to get your ships so far apart that they're not going to chain to each other. That's
a fairly good assumption.
Yeah, because the way that, so 75 to 90. Okay, and you have 2 Missile Defense System 3s on your flag with reactive rod, right?
That is correct. You don't need more than 2 for the entire fleet.
Okay.
Probably don't need more than 1.
Okay. But you do need reactive rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. To improve range and accuracy of your Missile Defense System 3s.
So the 5 I put on is a little overkill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
But, it's not going to be the end of the world. So let's move on. I have 4 on because I moved them to my flag, but,
I just decided to put 1 on each ship.
Okay.
Just because we didn't know for sure.
All right. We have the Weapon Enhancement Tower, the WET. They need to come up with another one that's the Moist, but...
Yeah, or they could not.
What would you make that?
You don't want to have a building called the Moist?
No.
Okay. All right.
More often it's stressful and technical? I don't know.
Okay. All right. We have the tower that you see. It's a new one. Different looking than what we saw in the VXP target. On the left, it creates, I'm assuming... they're not really specific. It's either a damage bonus or a reload bonus or accuracy bonus or all of them combined. But the WET makes the ships that it impacts more lethal to your ships. They'll show if a turret is impacted by it or affected by it, you'll see a little up arrows, and if you want to see exactly which turrets are impacted by a particular WET, you click on it.
Please stop using that word.
It's almost the end of the slide. You'll see all all the ones that are affected by the tower.
All right, that's better. The tower.
Okay. All right. Since we've had enough of the wet, let's move on. All right. The command gate building creates a burning water zone, which deals heavy damage.
Which is probably radioactive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it appears that at certain times you don't see that color.
No, I have I tend to ignore things on map.
Yeah,
I expect the ring to be centered around the building. If it's not, I have some problems.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage. It's very important that you take these out. Do not go into the red rings. They do a lot of damage very quickly. Even if you just edge into them, it's not a good move. So, all right, let's move on. All right, the Farsight cannon, which is an allied cannon, it's on your side. It is held in check by the repressive radio tower, which is on your right-hand side. It is it's put in place to. It's aimed at and basically only does damage to the wet. It will take that out and reduce all the buffs that the turrets that are affected by it have. It also has, we'll get to a little bit later, it has some interaction with your ships, both you providing it bonuses and it providing you bonuses on both sides. You heal hit while it provides you combat speed and deflections or whatnot, but we have a slide for that one. So, okay. The word wet is X-rated. I don't know how that happened, but let's go. All right. Here's the notes or your tips and tricks. Free and protect allied Farsight cannons to take out the enemy weapon enhancement towers from range. Okay. Sometimes it's worth drawing fire away from the Farsight cannon.
I agree.
Okay, so you want to put yourself or your ships.
It might be worthwhile taking a volley from a turret so that the Farsight cannon has another few seconds to survive and take out the weapon enhancement tower.
Okay. Sometimes it's more efficient to rush an exposed weapon enhancement tower.
Yeah, I would also agree with that one in a few cases.
Okay. Keep moving to avoid the long-range cannonball splashes from the Canniballista.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. And the Canniballista is making me think that this looks like these could, at least some of them could be waypoint targets, but just so you keep moving or keep your ship spaced. After the weapon enhancement towers are down, close on the enemy and blow stuff up. Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right. I wanted to talk about some of this back and forth. This is built into the Reclaimer. If you see the turret repair matrix on the far right, okay, on the normal ship, you're going to start repairing it, and with X1, you can see some bonuses to this. You're adding 16,000 armor points every 0.2 seconds, as long as you're in a range of 88 for all your ships. This is not actually a transfer. You're just adding it on. It's not taking it away from your ships. Where is the one? Okay. And then the one on the left under the special abilities for the industrial reclaimer, you'll see that it's adding your survival of 23,000 for both ballistic and radioactive if you were within that same range while you are transferring health to it. And also get an increase of 25% combat speed and 50% turn speed. And this is, let me see, this is triggered with, I explained it once, the trigger range versus the range, but
how close do I have to be to an unshrouded turret for this to affect my ships?
Your ship's 110, but your ships need to be within 88 of your
each other.
Yeah.
Of my flag.
Yeah, of your flag.
Okay, was that so hard?
Yeah, it's just, you know, it just, the point in time where you would be 110 away, and it would just be weird that you would be that far away from the other ships. I'm not even sure how this happens, is what I'm saying. Because you're 110 away from the Allied tower, and then you understand what I'm saying? And then it's 88 of the other. It's just overly complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on this one? And it's no. Okay.
Not a whole lot.
Alrighty. And we have 4 S plus X targets. The 2 S targets are the autoable 160 for 250K. The skill driving 162. You combine them both of them together, you get a 500K bonus. They have the 513. It's also for the reclaimer. A potentially more difficult target for 500K. And then you add in the Ronin target, which appears to be a little bit busted, for 250K. And then you get another 500K set bonus. It appears that some of these targets can be done quite efficiently with your Ronin. And that's an interesting twist. And I think it's
with your Gladius.
I'm sorry, Gladius. I'm sorry, your Gladius. Which is, I think, a nice thing that they did.
I don't know how intentional it was, but it's certainly nice.
Well, we saw in the VXP targets that the Gladius just ran them over.
And it pretty much does the same thing.
Yeah. So I guess it's allowing people to catch up and not have, if you're really, really behind on your reclaimers, go ahead and check out the Gladius, or even if you're a little bit behind, check it out with your Gladius. Has anybody tried the Punishers in them?
I have not. I might a bit later.
Yeah, they have more range, less damage.
Don't have the right countermeasures on them, but you could refit and.
Yeah, because we didn't have the MDS3s on either the Gladius or the Punishers, correct?
Correct.
So that might be
sprints on the Dragoons, which shows you how consistent things are.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to hit some of these targets now, or would you prefer to go through some of the prizes and do that closer to the end?
I'm happy to do things now. I'm just actually finishing up a 160 right now, so you have to give me a moment. But targets in general are quite small, quite quick, and I think they're kind of fun. There's a bit of guaranteed damage to those, but you can often keep that damage under instant repair or close to it.
Okay.
So shit.
Oh, do you have anything in your Derpy? Do you have anything in your shipyard?
There's nothing in my shipyard right now.
Okay. I mean, you should have a shitload of refit tokens for the Gladius and the Punisher, right?
Yeah, I've got a fair amount.
Okay, so it might be easy to make some.
Possibly.
boom, boom, boom adjustments.
Yep.
So, and figure out if the Gladius is the preferred one or potentially the Punisher.
I don't think that's likely that those are. I mean, the Kickside tries to do things with game design, so everything's not a pure escalation, and we don't just have a doubling in armor points and damage every single time. Mm-hmm. Things like introducing a special ability that only one hull has, cough reclaimers, or changing the countermeasures or the damage type, having ballistic versus radioactive, alternating between that. They actually try and do things to avoid straight escalation.
Okay. Liga, you added the new non-limited launchers on your Punishers. How did that? Have you seen any results from that? Because you do that and the countermeasures, and it could be interesting because of the range. All right, this is the 160. Yep. This is fixed entry auto target.
Yep.
Yep.
And my ship number 2 is more upgraded than the others and has more evade and slightly more speed, so it will pull out in front. Okay. I like to go over here, grab these 2 turrets, and they die pretty quickly inside the minimum range of the thrower turret. Mm-hmm. Then we can come over here and get near the radio tower, unlock that one, and this is the healing ability of the turrets. And hey, DSM's here. He's going to tell us how well his tier 9 weapons went. Anyway, wait for this guy to go ahead and shoot at the damaged tower, the wet tower, and then come in here and get all these guys dead. For this next radioactive or radio tower farsight turret combination, if you just go ahead and kill this one, the turret dies too easily. Like it's not going to be able to do enough. It's not going to have enough shots to take down the cannon or this guy, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to drive close here for a minute, take a few shots, and maybe that gives him enough time to shoot at this one. Looks like it didn't, so that's probably what the strategy guide's talking about. You sometimes want to give him some chances. I took some extra damage because I tried that, but oh well. Killed that guy pretty quickly. The cannon ballista does not have any sort of minimum range, so you're kind of screwed on that one. Got to stay moving. Hug the land tiles and grab these disruptor cannons and the UAV guys, and that's the target. Okay, under 2 minutes to complete, and I messed up, took a bit of damage there, but
yeah, and it's hard to see with the throwers because they're always firing.
Yeah, it's
hard to see how effective the countermeasures are against the because it's all covered up.
I've seen before they get almost all of those UAVs.
But how would you? Once you're outside of the range,
if you're moving, if you're outside of the range, you're not shooting anything, and you're moving away or whatnot, totally works out pretty nicely.
Okay. Yeah, because I was really worried after hitting one of the base part targets, and they were getting completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, you can't see what's going on at all. So.
Well, but it was like, no, the UAVs were definitely getting my ships and the base part targets.
You got 12 minutes damage on that guy? I don't know. I don't remember what I got. A bit more than that. Shall we try a... well, you probably have 5 ships, all you 3. Should we try a 160 with Gladius?
Well, do you want to refit them first?
No, I don't want to refit them.
Do it.
No, because I think that would be the most useful.
What you want me to change?
Well, do they have countermeasures?
MS3, right?
No, they don't have countermeasures.
No, put one missile defense system 3 on it. Do you think that would make the most sense from what you've seen?
Probably.
And yeah, they're doing ballistic, so it's no other new tech for the Gladius. The new tech for the Punnett would be, which would take a longer time. And if Ligo wants to jump on, I'm not sure what world he's in, but he's put the new limited launcher, which I'm not sure how that's going to work because there's a lot of multi-shot stuff going on.
I got a refresh here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more multi-shot stuff going on.
Yeah, that might be a a more complicated change than just switching over the launchers. You might need to switch over some specials as well. But at X1, you have like on the Punishers, you have like supercharge of like X times 8 or whatnot. So, and then a multi-shot, or it's a multi-shot of +8. I don't know. The Punishers were a little bit complicated as far as the impact that they had between multi-shot and supercharge. And the other thing, I'm really surprised if we got an upgrade. Hi, folks. We're working on the issues with the 605. Thanks for your
I'll only
patience.
take you an hour. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want me to change in my Gladius?
Pop one up and we'll let's see. Well, the main thing we want to get a MDS3 on there.
It might not take countermeasures.
Oh, okay. Well, check on the one at the top.
That's what I did.
Okay.
Let you put them on there?
Nope, they're all standard. Okay.
And then the heavy.
Okay. So I guess there is no reason to make a change because you can't
Unless
put them
the
on.
flagship's any different.
Well, there you go.
Nope. Okay. You can't put them on. So we learned that lesson.
It's an easy decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, TSM, I saw the issue with the 605. I spawned on top of 4 different ships. Why is it so hard to find?
You don't mean in the biblical sense.
You lost me on that one.
Like fish do. Never mind.
Come on. TSM, I saw about 20 seconds worth and you weren't happy, so I stopped watching because it was just about time to come here. I don't know if he's on.
He hears you.
Oh, he's in the okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
160.
He always hears you.
It's not going to work. Well, he has
160, mostly X1 Gladius fleet. Your U0 mileage may vary.
Mileage may vary.
Okay, so the bonuses with this one, it does ballistic damage, and you have a much greater range.
Slightly greater.
Well, it's like what, 68 versus.
If these were great, that would be awesome.
They just pretty much one shot the entire platform based off their Fire Lance cannon and their Scorpio heavy railguns.
Think they'll fix that or change that?
No, I don't think they'll change it. Could be wrong,
Nah.
but I don't think they'll change it.
I think
that could save a whole lot of people's raid, actually. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, Reclaimers have still done better for me. Look at that. One platform, just dead. Just everything just goes down.
Looks like it's going down fast.
And if I throw in one Reclaimer if I throw in my Reclaimer, it's not my flagship, but
you get a little more
I throw in
damage.
one ship with a bit of countermeasures on there.
It does take a little more damage, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the UAVs. If I can get that down, 31 minutes.
It's still
What if I
close.
put
That's pretty darn close for that. In that target.
Yeah, what if I run my flagship Reclaimer with 4 normal Gladius?
We put
I think the speed is going to be way different.
What if you use the evade crew?
I don't think
your Gladius is.
No. Okay.
Well, the evade crew doesn't help out really against the UAVs.
Okay.
My Reclaimer speed has 115. My
Yeah.
Gladius speed 93. It's not way off.
Yeah.
What a Punisher.
That's interesting, though. I'm surprised it's that close to. I mean, 31 minutes is not intolerable. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. It's and it takes 1 minute to do the target.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, can this guy even let me put on countermeasures? Nope. Okay, I guess we're gonna try this.
Well, did you check the flag on the Punisher?
There's no reason it would be different.
Okay.
I can check it while you're doing it.
I got it open.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
All right. My fifth ship be done in 10 minutes. So.
This would be more ideal if your Reclaimer that had anti-stuff on it was not the flagship, but mine is, so oh well.
How much time does it take to go to U2 on the Reclaimer?
On the normal one,
Is it 3?
roughly
2 days, 16 hours?
2 days, 16? Okay.
with no lab upgrades. That sounds right.
Okay. I have 2 days worth of tokens, so I was thinking maybe I could bang that out real quick.
All right.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I was getting a few texts there while you were doing some of it. Were you tanking the Reclaimer?
Only a tiny amount because one ship's faster than the other.
Oh, okay.
I put on a D5 EV armor.
So if mine are all the same, I was hoping to drive this thing stacked.
I mean, you'll be able to drive it stacked. It might be a bit better, a tiny bit better, to drive it
just a little tanked.
I don't know, Hefe, what do you think?
I haven't, I don't get the targets for a while, but I do think being B of 8 is going to play.
Hefe's a tanker.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, because these targets are so small, I'm trying to figure out how to do it in waypoints is what I'm going to be working on the first.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, geez, that guy got hit hard. What happened to that ship? You got a shockwave off on it, didn't it? And I'm stuck on the victory screen.
We'll just push the. So we can't really figure out what the damage.
You could get this instant repair. I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
On the 160 with one ship. I'm not going to spend another coin on that guy. TSM Live at 72% plus crew. What did all the damage to this one? I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't have been a shockwave because that would have damaged the whole fleet.
Yeah. So was it decimators?
Well, it used to be decimators. Now they're called
disruptor cannons.
Disruptor cannons. But it says damage type low. I don't know, because everything is. Cannonballista would have damaged them all, and so would the radioactive launcher.
Unless it hit and didn't shockwave, but it did so much damage.
Yeah, it kept on targeting that ship. That's the only way that I could see it working.
All right, I'm going to go take out the radio tower, and then I'll be near a friendly turret. I'll have better stats. Grab this guy, a few other ones around the outside.
So you can pick your entry point here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are recommending, either 9 or 3?
Yeah, I didn't do a great job taking down this radio tower and staying near it because this thing died. But And again, I probably should come in at 9 o'clock on this one. Actually, that'd make more sense.
Shit.
Mike feels my pain.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good. All right, so you're able to sneak by. Again, these orange rings are very painful.
So you just stay out of that aura then, right?
Yeah.
As best as.
But as you kill these little squat buildings that he's killing right now,
Mhm.
those are the ones that generate them.
Okay, I see.
When I
I
looked
don't
at
go straight here. I turn left.
I always didn't want to go down that little canal there because I always assumed that the cannibalistas would get you. But you didn't run into that issue.
Nah, because I got skill.
Yeah.
This target I haven't got quite the instant repair yet. This one might be my closest run yet if it's pretty even damage. I'm using 3 ships. One's at U1, one's at X1, one's at U3.
Okay. Now you have U1, X1, and
U1, X1, U3.
okay. So the X1 is your tank.
Yep.
Okay.
15 minutes damage, 3 ships. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
So I'm going to have 5 ships, but the tank is going to have, or the tanker, the flag is going to be short 3 armors. We'll see how that goes. I could put a couple on overnight and see what happens.
Wimp sending me a private message.
Uh-oh.
Well, we want to do the 513.
Sure. With the Gladius.
They're still fixing. I did one with the Gladius. Took 37 minutes damage.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, for last fleet.
Did you try and the auto target?
Yeah, I did. I got about 20 minutes ish. It's not smart, but it's not that dumb either. It only takes a little bit of extra damage from the Cannibalistas turrets. Man, I've spent 10 gold this raid. All right.
Okay, you can. This is another one where it depends on your angle, right?
Yep.
You can choose where you come in. Okay.
All right. How do I want to get this guy? I can't. Nothing shoots at it.
You don't think the guy in the middle shoots at it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's pointing that way. Stay near this turret while it shoots at things. Uh-oh. Disruptor cannon got me. And loop off up to the side here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you
Look at
need
damage.
all your ships to X1 to do that.
What do you mean?
Well, at X1, there's an aura that increases,
Your range.
your radioactive range by 5% for all of your, what I'm calling them, personal reclaimers.
I think I can grab it. See, I got it.
Yeah. That one. I was talking about. Yeah. There we go. Oh, no, you didn't get that one, though.
I thought I did.
Well, your ships didn't think so. If you saw,
where'd all that damage come from?
If you saw your damage bar move, you would.
I think I clicked through and selected a different ship.
No, I'm looking at the damage bar on the top left-hand side.
I think that deals with turrets. Oh, okay. I did not get that one.
Yeah,
I'll acknowledge that mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're definitely making this, 5%, which we haven't got to yet, as far as the X1 upgrades associated with it, but it does open up more possibilities, is what I gotta say.
I think they got special offer for U3, but not doing that.
Yeah, it's the first raid. Yeah, I don't really expect an X1 offer for the first raid, do you?
No, not really.
No.
They didn't used to do U3s, if I'm not mistaken, except for the last.
No. That was the origin of the term party, like it's 1999.
The U3? I thought it was the X1.
No, it was the U3.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
31 minutes. I mean, that's not bad.
No, especially
that was a 513.
It's the next target. I mean, there has not been any announcement that they fixed the 605. Do you want to at least show that one?
Yeah,
which should be fixed while you're repairing your ships.
Kickside, my fleet's damaged, so you owe me 3 coins. If I do this another time, you owe me another 3 coins, okay?
Okay. All right. This is very similar to a X target in last raid.
I think it's identical.
Well, except for there's a little twist in it. A little twist.
Yeah, they fixed it.
They fixed it. Okay. It used to be where that little spot is.
Hold on, I got a picture.
Three or four ships firing at you when you spawned in. So you're going to go back into it?
No.
Okay. No, it's just a matter that's fixed. It might be
I have a picture of it.
Okay. I was just thinking it might be a reasonable target at this point.
There we go. I have to reshare here.
Okay.
Entire screen 2, and bam.
Okay.
Looked a bit like this. You spawn in and there's 3 ships all stacked up with a sonar ring, and you just have a very sad time. It's the same target as was last raid, so I wasn't planning on running through it, but I suppose you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, but this allows you to get the next step of bonuses as far as the X bonuses. Another 500K.
Yep.
So
I'm going to be hitting a lot of 162s, not a lot of 160s. Or maybe, I don't know. Haven't decided. 160s are fun to drive for me, so.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to hit, or should we go back to business as usual?
I think I'm all done, other than don't look at my mines and don't count them, because I shouldn't have that many.
Okay.
It's not started here yet. Okay. I was saying my ship just finished, and we could try with an incomplete fleet. But It's
Um,
I got an hour yet, so I can't anyway.
okay. Well, if it's an hour, that's not really
Right? I mean, it doesn't start here for another hour in our sector.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
Yeah,
go to
no,
the next slide then.
So, I'm sorry. Next slide. Okay.
All right. These are the things I thought were interesting in the store. We're going to get to some more details on the rest of them. At the Badger, we got the launcher turret that was available in Bounty. The PT transformer, which provides additional power, can only be put on a level 12 defense platform, but provides a bonus of, is it 40 or 60,000 power? Or 40, is it 40 or, but it provides.
It gives you a net benefit here of 40K.
40K, okay, 40K. You can claim up to 5 of those. The Bastion Seawall, also available in Last Bounty. Then we have the Zip Drive Y, which we'll get into more. The Grinder Gatling Gun, formerly known as the Grinding Gatling Gun.
They decided they want to swipe.
Yeah, well, no, yes. Well, that one doesn't have an E in it, so. And then.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. It would have been funnier if they dropped the E. And then upgrade kits in case you want to go to X1. And then the Avalanche Mortar back again for your Everest. The Tactical Onslaught Engine. This is the first time this has been released outside of Bounty. And it's not, is this released every Bounty?
Yes.
Okay. It swaps out some evade for tactical resistance.
Yeah, you lose a tiny bit of evade, gain a lot of tactical resistance. Mm-hmm. It means you don't have to run the D6 TA armor and can run, and you don't run tactical onslaught dampener or whatever. So you can run agility 4 instead. It's a net benefit to both evade and tactical resistance to get this.
Okay. And then we have one-day reclaimer upgrade and build tokens in case you are, maybe you're doing this with Gladius and because you want to do some other stuff with your reclaimers. That's an opportunity there. There's also 2-day build tokens, and there's also 2 one-day defender tokens. So those are all available in the store. There's a bunch of other stuff. They only listed the Badger and the Zip Drive Y and the Grinder Gatling Gun in the briefing, but these are the ones I thought were the top 12. So, all right, let's move on. What I'm calling the personal reclaimer. Not the flagship. You have basically provides a new aura. So this doesn't impact the ship itself, but it creates an aura, which it does impact itself based on the aura, but it's not individual to the ship. Has a range of 40. It adds 12.8K ballistic radioactive survival, and it increases your range by 5%. So we're at a very short range at this point. So each time you can get up to plus 20%, but each time you do this, you're extending the range. That's why I was mentioning some things when Derpy was hitting those targets, that it was really close, or he was getting a little too close to the red rings. It would be much easier to get this accomplished with that going on. Okay. If there's nothing more on the personal reclaimer, the industrial reclaimer. All right. The ones in red.
Pink.
What?
In hot pink.
Yeah, the ones in hot pink come with your ship. These are already with the industrial reclaimer. The other ones deal with an upgrade to X1. The X1 contractor general aura replaces the contractor captain aura. So when you take a look at the X1, it shows these stats. They're just adding on to the existing ones, so it's not like brand new stats. So, you're not getting plus 65% radioactive damage or 53K radioactive ballistic survival. This is getting added on to the 23 and the 15. And then we have the X1 Rapid Turret Repair Matrix, which, the way I see it, provides ballistic and radioactive defense. I don't know what number that is. That's not survival.
You're looking under what picture now?
X1 Rapid Turret Repair Matrix.
Yeah, helps the turrets live longer.
I know, but what is this? Isn't survival. This is a plus 80%.
It's probably like resistances, how that used to be. So it will live 1.8 times as long, is my assumption.
Yeah. So and then it's adding ballistic damage of plus 100%, even though it doesn't really seem like it's. I don't know. It's sort of confusing. I wish we had the GD diary to explain this one, because it's adding ballistic damage and it's adding things. This is your flagship adding to the allied turrets. And so, at least in this rate, it doesn't seem that complicated that as far as you need to keep them alive that much. But it has increased the transfer of armor points, which isn't a transfer. It's just a straight addition to the turret. It just seems like an odd thing to do until we see the next set of targets, at least in my mind. And the Solidarity Aura, which is something we already have, which I'm assuming at the end we have the Solidarity Aura, the X1 Rapid Turret Repair Matrix, and the X1 Contractor General Aura. So we'll have 3 of these 4 once you're all at X1 on your flag. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'll go with yes.
Okay.
I'll pretend like I knew what was going on.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. All right. Piranha Part 2.
I don't agree that it's a Piranha.
Okay. I find some differences with it. I find
like how it does damage.
Like the names of them, as far as at least where I put my piranhas and where I'm seeing putting my badger. My piranha, I see as I put my piranhas outside the gate personally. I use the weapon that they have to saw down. I only put one out there to saw down their deflections, which lasts the whole base attack. And the badger, I see keeping inside of my gate, because it has a aura effect with a bottom of the screen with a range of 100, which is reducing building and then every damage type. So I see that as something that you want inside your base. I don't want to get this sniped out prior to them engaging my base. Well, the piranha, I'm fine having that sniped out because it's reducing deflections. It doesn't show up in the piranha blueprint for the ship because it's in the weapon that it carries. So I see the piranha is out in the river chomping on whatever, and the badger's in his den or set and defending. I don't know. There's the other odd things. I'm odd to see that the badger has less armor, 125 million versus 150 million. It's odd to see that armor number come down. And then, but it does have higher deflections, either twice or 1.5, or in the case of concussive, 1.75 greater. It also has it's much faster, has a base combat speed of 35 versus 24. I don't know what is. I need to go get a beer, but what do you guys think about this hull as a defender hull, and how would you use it?
Well, looks pretty strong. I mean, it's got a few things that it does, one of which is kind of tricky. It does have a lot of armor points. I'm not quite sure actually how that compares to the Overlord Piranha Gatekeeper. I actually have not been using Piranhas because I think they're too weak and don't do enough to exterminators. But well, this thing has a lot of deflections. Also has turret defense for some reason. I assume that's just an error carryover. And under the special abilities, it's got that affects ships within range 100, well, where it will reduce their building damage and their regular weapon damage. So less damage to ships, even less damage to buildings. And then the built-in Badger targeting system, range of 10. It lets you run forward and move towards enemy ships until you're literally right on top of them, 10 range away. So once you get into the base and you kill a portal, this thing charges out towards you, is not going to stop. It's going to keep chasing you the entire battle. Yeah, kind of like the Piranha, except this thing does damage instead of debuffing you. And looks like armor points are slightly less than the Piranha. We can get 2 of them this raid. I'll probably get both.
Yeah.
I don't think your mic's plugged in correctly.
I don't know. Not a big PvP fan.
Yeah, your audio's coming through a tad fuzzy.
Is it? Oh, I know. Okay.
There we go.
I got it.
You take the microphone out of
Yeah, if you rotate the microphone out of the way so that you do certain things, then that makes a difference. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big PvP fan, so if I get enough points, I'll get it. I'm going to target some of that other stuff and see what happens. Go from there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get probably all the Reclaimer tokens first, just so I can get the fleet mayor.
Yeah, in case I have to. Because I probably, well, I think we already talked about it, mistakenly or non-mistakenly, put one MDS3 on each one, so I have 5, which could be a little overkill. Let's see where it goes. And I want to finish up get the avalanches for the Everest. I don't know if it's that much required or not, but that's the plan. Still got a lot of Everest tokens, so I might as well try and use them up. This does help a little bit, the FM.
What are you guys talking about now? I'm back.
Prizes.
Okay.
And what you're going to get in what order? I was going to get all the tokens first and then the Badger stuff. Probably Badger later today if I can manage it.
Yeah, I was thinking...
Just to start the build.
I was thinking if you're really close to something, get the tokens and then work on the Badger, because you can throw it in the yard and then continue on with the other stuff. But
there aren't any tokens for the flag, right? I didn't specifically look myself, but
no, there's no tokens for the flag.
Right, so that screws me a little bit because I did.
The upgrade ones are pretty important, so
we'll have to go for those.
Yeah. Alrighty. Could you, in 10 seconds, what did you think about the Badger, Derpy?
I like it. Instead to do damage, I'm gonna get 2 of them. Seems
Are you
pretty
going to keep it
strong.
inside the gate or outside the gate?
Inside the gate.
Okay. Yeah, I like it because we have all these directional weapons, and a lot of times people feel like, okay, we got past the directional weapons, we're going to go to the back of the base. Now this thing is still going to be following you and doing a fair amount of damage, but as we see on the next, I think it's the next slide, it's not doing, it can't go head to head with an executioner. As you see, the damage numbers are very different. Even if you split that damage, the 500,000 divided by 2, it's still 250. The
Compared
reload
to
time
175k max. But the reload time,
is pretty close.
is it?
5 versus 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the grinder has 2 different windups. One is based on the number of things it kills, which, how many things, I don't get this. The grinder, it's a defender weapon.
No, that's not what it does.
Okay, what does it
It
do?
increases bonus reload as long as this weapon continues to fire. Every time it fires, it gets a stack. Is that not right?
Maximum, is this a new term? Maximum reload stacks?
Yeah, you can get up to 20 stacks. So you after the 20th time you fire, you stay constant.
Okay, so after, once you divide by 4, for rank, you're down to 1.25. Any reload special is probably 1 second. So 20 seconds, ballparkish, to get to this bonus reload of 200,000, which is stacking the entire time, which makes it even more difficult. So maybe 10 seconds.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's tricky math to do that one. And I don't know, increases power as long as the weapon continues to fire on the, okay, so we have another one that increases damage at the same time. They both have a decay time of 2 seconds, so it means if it's not firing, you basically lose your stacks.
Yep. I mean, this kind of makes sense. Like it does what you think it does. It fires as it continues to fire. It's faster, reloads faster, and does more damage. I don't know what else there's to say.
Yep. So I'm just comparing as far as head to head with the Abolisher, which goes on the Exterminator, which is,
I'd rather compare it to damage dealt by a defender thing, but whatever.
well, yeah, we're going back a tier or 2. So, all right, let's move on to the special. All right. Zip Drive Y and Zip Drive X. Zip Drive X is the tier 8 one. You can put on Conqueror and Defenders. The Y you can only put on the Defender. It has less reload, the Y, but 10% higher damage.
I'll take damage.
Okay. Even though we see that the damage is creeping with every salvo.
Yep.
So,
I'll take damage.
But it's sort of a wash.
Not really. With deflections, it becomes much more apparent.
Okay, I got you. I would get it and use it, but it's not, I'm putting it low on the priority list.
It's pretty cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. So, let me check. Do we have any more slides? I don't think so. I think that's the end of the slides. So, I don't know. I'm going to post the link in case anyone wants to join the show. and tell me what Derpy was saying when I was out getting a beer. So I don't know. All in all, any takeaways?
Yeah, if you blitz the event, go ahead and let me know so I can see your new ship in action.
I'm not planning to blitz the event, but
Mark, you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh well.
okay. So that
If
limits
they had
it.
an excellent upgrade, I might
Well, I think the raid's pretty
spend
fun.
money on that, but otherwise, I'm.
Yeah, it seems like a. I mean, there was a lot of worry going into this associated with the fact that a lot of people were upgrading their outposts to upgrade their dock, and not everybody's done with that. And then the fact that we lost the ability from our labs to speed up retrofits and upgrades.
That sucks.
But it's not my point. It's sort of the opposite of my point. But I think they did a good job of making it that, 3 ships can do it, Gladiuses can do it. Everybody can basically survive through this if they want to. And you're not blocked out of the raid because of those things. I think they did a pretty good job of doing that. Hey, KB.
Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, those are birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Never mind.
Okay. Hey, Crypto.
Hear that one?
So, do you guys have anything to add
Hi all.
to the live show?
Hi all. Just enjoyed the raid.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty doable. And it's not going to matter too much which way where you're at with your upgrades by the looks of things.
Yeah, I mean,
I watched a fair bit of TSM's stream, and he was doing all right with 3, and then of course it got a little bit better with 4 and 5, and it looks like you can drive them stacked, which is good.
did stacked look preferential, or did stacked, or I didn't think TSM was driving stacked. I thought he had the evade armor that adds plus 10 combat speed. So even though it looks like he's driving stacked, he's got one that's teased out a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I didn't notice on the stream that one was anything out in front, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because you only need to be a little bit out in front in order to see that bonus, because there's nothing that you can't outrun that has nothing you can't outrun has splash. So
I pulled up his replay.
What?
I don't think I have his replay open right now. I don't see one ship going out ahead of the others.
No, I didn't think I picked up that there was any difference. As far as I could see, he was driving stacked, but as I said, I might be wrong.
Okay, but does I don't know if
But
still there.
But really, the only time that you're going to get anything across your full fleet is the shockwave.
Yeah, unless
from the radios.
Yeah, unless the cannon ballista, you get in the way of that.
Yeah, but the only way you're going to get hit by that is if you are heading in one direction and all of a sudden decide to go back from whence you came. Then you're going to be in a bit of strife. But otherwise, it looks like he was out running the cannon ballista very easily.
Yeah. The point I was trying to get across is a lot of times that we're tanking for splash, we're trying to keep like a 35 to 38 range differential.
Yeah, but nothing does the splash except for the cannon ballista.
Yeah.
So that's the only one that you got to worry about sort of getting hit by, apart from the radioactive. And if you get in there fast enough, because the radioactives have a minimum a minimum range. So if you get in there close, hopefully they're not going to shockwave you, are they?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. As opposed to that sort of 35 to 38 range, you just need to be like 2 ahead, 1 ahead.
Yeah, even if you're ahead, if you get hit by the radioactive, you're pretty much your fleet's gonna cop it, aren't they?
Yeah, if you shockwave is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, driving one ahead's not really going to add anything to the argument, is it?
Yes, it does. Let's go back. That's what I'm trying to say. Is
If your one that's slightly ahead has way more evade, then yeah.
yeah.
But
If you have more evade, let's say you
if
put
they're all built equally, it shouldn't matter.
yeah. But if you have Sky and Scrambler 3 on one, let's go to slide 6, Mike. All right. So the disruptor cannon evasion helps. So there's no splash, so it's only going to take place on the flag. And if you have more evade, that helps. So the next one. All right. More evade is going to help you from being shockwaves. So that's going to help. Next one. Okay, this is the one. That's why I'm saying don't lead it out 38 to 40, just a little bit, because you don't want the back end to get caught. So because this one, the splash could hurt you. The next one. All right, the UAV is another one, but that's going to hit all of you guys. So next one. Okay, so that's 2 out of 4. It seems to impact if you're just, I'm not going to use the term, but just a little bit out ahead, and that ship is drawing the fire while it has Gun Scrambler 3 on it. And so it's less likely to get hit. Does it make sense, Gibby?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else, or should we retire to the after show? All right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. And again, we want to talk about. I personally, I want to talk about the X1 for the Everest and people that bought the time limited offer and what they think about them changing it in some way that wouldn't change what's going on with them, but allowing people to spend the 33 days of time in order to get the X1, because right now I see that there's a U3 X1 just brick wall that I think at some point that they need to break down. So we'll be back on Friday. We'll know more about the raid and welcoming discussions on this, because I really feel like this is something that needs to change. So good night, people. Thanks for showing up.
All right.
Bye, all.
Night all.